And we've got our breaking news here happening in just a moment, guys. I'm going to put the pound up here. In fact, what we'll do with the dollars, we'll put the euro dollar top left. All right, guys. So we're coming into the event here. We've got about 20 seconds, and I'll give you my take on some of this stuff. After we get the numbers, we'll sort of digest them, try to figure out the hair situation. I don't know why I have like a couple strands that just decide to not, maybe I just buzz it all off. I don't know. Anyways, here we go, guys. We got 10 seconds before the event news. Could cause some spikes, could not cause some spikes. We'll see what the number comes out to be, and we'll interpret it here live for you. All right, gold. Gold, look at that. Gold jumping here now. GDP numbers came out. Wow, look at the spike in gold. That's a huge range on the price of gold. That was a $11 per ounce range that we just traded through. We shot down, we shot back up, and now we are sort of trading somewhere in between on the gold market. The pound selling off, showing some dollar strength here this morning, possibly stronger than expected economic numbers. Let's go have a look at what's going on here. So we got unemployment claims came out better than expected in terms of people filing for unemployment. That was less than expected. We had 230K. This would, of course, be dollar positive. Now, when we're talking USD, US dollar positive. Advanced GDP came out 4% higher than expected. And then, quarter over quarter, we had a significant decline in advanced GDP. Hold on. What's going on here? Let's go get our full screen on, and we'll see what's happening to some of these individuals. So here's the dollar here trading up on this news. Let's get our 4-hour chart. Not a massive spike, but still a spike nonetheless. We saw some volatility, and this is new information that we can use to pay attention to. So let's take a look at this. So in terms of unemployment claims, we had less than expected. Of course, we are forecasting 247. This is a less than expected number that came out here in front of us. And then, of course, the advanced GDP quarter over quarter slowed. 1.1% growth compared to the 2.0% growth. Of course, advanced GDP, this is, while this is Q over Q data, it's reported in an annualized format, quarterly change times 4. There are 3 variations. It's the broadest measure of economic activity and the primary gauge of the economy's health. So again, when we are talking US economy, if the US economy is in fact slowing,
this is the last week to take advantage of the massive 40% off sale on the EdgeFinder. And don't wait any longer, because this is the lowest price that it'll be all year. The EdgeFinder is a revolutionary trading software that combines fundamentals and technical trading all in one to help you find better trading entries. This is the same software that all of our expert traders use while scanning the markets. As we strive to make the EdgeFinder the best trading tool of all time by updating and upgrading it regularly, you'll never have to worry about paying for anything, because the EdgeFinder is a one-time payment for life. So what are you waiting for? Get it at the lowest price of the year before it's too late. To get access to the 40% off discount, make sure you use promo code A1YT at checkout. If you have any questions about the product or sale, click the chat with us link down in the description below to automatically get connected with one of our team members right now. Remember, promo code A1YT for a huge 40% off discount on the EdgeFinder, ending very soon.
Would that not be somewhat gold bullish? I'm a little bit confused here, guys. Again, to be completely honest, the spike was not too strong one way or the other, and it seems that we had a little bit of impacting. Let's talk US dollar for a second, guys, on this news. So in terms of unemployment, we saw what happened. So unemployment came out, less filed for unemployment. That is, of course, dollar bullish. And then, of course, GDP came out less than expected. This would be for USD dollar bearish. So when we look at the dollar price, we see the reaction here. We don't see a massive spike one way or the other. We see sort of an indecision candle. We saw a spike down and a spike back up. We're about break even to the candle. So, not a massive one-sided news event, but still interesting nonetheless. In fact, in my personal opinion, the economy showing signs of weakness is potentially bullish for gold. It does call into question the S&P 500 a little bit, in the sense that, hey, if the economy is slowing, stock earnings could suffer in the next round of earnings report. But although so far we've seen stock earnings be okay, I'm still long S&P. And in terms of trades that I'm in, this has brought my trade back to about break even recently. We had really strong earnings from Microsoft and from Meta also reported very, very strong. We also have good earnings from Google, Visa. I mean, to me, I'm willing to hold my S&P 500 trade for the time being, but I'm also very curious to see if we can get a pop on gold. Any pop on gold to the upside, I will entertain for possible longs. I put this out on my Twitter a couple times, but trade setups for me right now, I'm looking for breaks, retests, continuations, right? Up to like 2045. I'm interested in that breakout continuation pattern. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm paying attention to. 2010 is the breakout zone that I would watch for, right? If you get a break outside of this range, would be very interested to see if that turns into something more. And I've said that for a little while here now. To be honest, I probably sound like a broken record to the regulars. I keep saying this about gold, but it is one of the trades that I'm watching for. And this is trading, right? Trading 101 is like waiting for a break, waiting for a move, waiting for some level of excitement. Interesting to see that gold is really sort of reacting negatively to this. We've got Frank in the building. Frank, we can bring him in and say hello to Frank. Give it what they want. Hey, Frank, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. Hey, did you see that? I don't know if you saw what I was talking about here just a minute ago. This Australian dollar, you remember yesterday we talked about it a little bit?
Right. The limited upside.
Look at this. It came up to that 38.2% and just said hello, and then it dropped. Like you mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah.
Remember that you mentioned the 38.2? Of course, I'm kicking myself because I wish I'm in that trade, but it came to the pip just before dropping.
Wow. It did. That's almost a perfect setup. Missed that though.
Yeah. Are you watching any currency pairs right now?
So far, no. I'm looking at gold.
Okay.
I still, after the GDP news that came out, I was I had like a bullish bias towards gold, but it doesn't look like it wants to move that way. So I'm still watching to see where it's gonna go. But on the daily chart, it looks like we still got that head and shoulders pattern. Well,
and it seems like, Frank, that the GDP numbers, they came out and they were much weaker than expected. We were expecting 2%. We got 1.1. And I've been saying for a while that I would think that some level of a drop in GDP could be a bullish case for the gold market. And it still might be. We might have just seen some volatility here on the spike. My take on it personally, I mentioned it earlier, would be if we get that break of 2010, I'm bullish. But right now, we just stay stuck in this range and we're not going anywhere. So until it breaks, I'm probably not interested. So are you actually looking at a potential short trade if we break out, or do you have any short ideas on gold?
Yeah, so I would say you're looking for a break at 2010, but I'm kind of looking at a retest, from like 2003 or 4 to 2010. And I don't know, I think I like the short side.
So you're sort of more interested in trading that rebound range kind of concept?
Yeah, because I think it looks like, at least from a technical standpoint, that it wants to complete this move.
Yeah.
And it's really got some weak upside. So I think at least if it were to, retest the 2050s or 60s again, it's going to have to come down, test the 1950s or even the trend line on this daily chart. So
yeah, well, to your point about gold specifically, in terms of this zone, that 2004 to 2010 mark, had you been a seller anytime in the last few weeks, you'd be making some good money off that. So I can't really argue with that. Like I said, the only way I'm actually able to probably justify getting into a long trade would be if that were to sort of break through, which again, it's been trying for a while. So we'll see. It's still,
Yeah.
kind of choppy and range bound for now. Do you have any thoughts on this dollar move?
So
Sorry, were you going to say something else about gold?
I was going to say about gold, it's still majority long when you
Mhm.
look at the smart money tracker, but it looks like they're starting to shift. You know, they're reducing their long contracts and increasing the shorts. So it looks like, what was it? Was it 80%, 81% last week or something? Looks like it's dropping some. So I think, you know, if this continues, I'm not gonna try to trade against smart money.
Sure. Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch how that transitions over time. We've got some cool new tools coming out for the COT report stuff. For those of you guys who are EdgeFinder users already, keep an eye on that. We've got some cool features that Frank and I are working on. I'm excited to get those out. We're going to be doing some. We've been heavily requested many times to get historically what COT data is looking like, and Frank and I are building charts that sort of look like this so that you can see historically what the COT report has done week to week. Because like what Frank just mentioned, Frank is pointing out, I've got it pulled up here, an increase in short positions recently and a slight decline in long positions on the gold market. Still a heavy preference for the long side, but a shift perhaps. So seeing that over time plotted on a chart might be some cool information, which we'll have for EdgeFinder users pretty soon. Remember, guys, our sale is ending. We'll drop that link. If you do not have access to it, click this link right here. Direct message us. Someone on our team can get you hooked up with the EdgeFinder for its biggest discount of the year. Frank, I want to ask your thoughts real quick on the dollar, and then we'll bring in Miko here next.
So I actually took a dollar trade yesterday. I bought USD CAD on
USD CAD, yeah,
on the 1 day chart. So it touched higher and then came back. So I'm just holding it in this range. I got stops below the yesterday's lows, so just trying to ride it out. I saw that it became a strong buy on the EdgeFinder, so I used that to help me get in. And
gotcha. Yep.
The
Strong
trend is just
CSU
strong
report there. The Canadian dollar, like really weak in terms of, go back to that smart money tracker just for a second. We got CAD as the second most shorted currency compared to that very strong, still stubbornly strong. You know, Frank, I will say the dollar is still heavily long overall, but it's creeped from it used to have first place prize in terms of most long, but I'm still with you on shorting the Canadian dollar. That seems to be I like that trade, especially, I mean, you look at this chart, that's a really strong uptrend here. So you said stops below here. Are you targeting something, or are you trying to trail stops on this?
No, I'm just trailing it like usual. But yeah, it also partly had to do with GDP coming out tomorrow. And analysts are, at least the forecasts say, it's kind of a significant drop from last month. So looking at that too, and probably the anticipation around like a lower GDP or contraction in the economy.
Don't forget to check out the links in the description if you want our broker recommendation, access to our free Discord, free EdgeFinder, or want to chat with us on Telegram. Remember, you can watch us live in the markets every morning starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and we have lots more free trading tools and content available on our website, a1trading.com. Thanks for watching.